last week. I was so impressed.
So we laid down just a tortilla, and we're laying it flat, and right now he's adding 3 tablespoons of refried beans on top, and he's going to spread that out flat.
So just talking a little bit about the ingredients, a little bit of spotlight here. So the tortillas we got are just these Mission tortillas from Walmart. They're a really cost-efficient, cheap option. They are made with flour enriched with reduced iron, which, you know, work for a lot of processes. Each tortilla can provide 10% of the RDA for iron, which is actually quite a bit. And iron is really important for the body's growth and development, and it's required for the production of hemoglobin, which the body uses for the transport of oxygen in red blood cells. And it's also needed for the production of hormones. And then just talking a little bit about the refried beans. Are you guys refried bean fans in here? Anybody like not like them? Good. So refried beans are a really good source of plant-based protein, and protein is a key player when it comes to the production and maintenance of our body's building blocks. Refried beans are also an excellent source of dietary fiber, which can help keep us fuller for longer, which is definitely what you'd want if you had a long day of classes, kind of like me. I know some of you guys are like the 9 to 4 in classes too, so you definitely want something that's going to keep you a little bit fuller for longer. And they can also help to regulate blood sugar levels. And one of the really important things about that is, once again, talking about hunger and satiety. When our blood sugar levels are all out of balance and out of whack, sometimes too high or too low, it can cause us to feel a little bit hungry when we're not this hungry.
So after the beans, he's gonna add that's 3 tablespoons of cheddar cheese on top.
And then cheddar cheese is rich in dietary calcium, which is needed for strong bones and teeth, and it's also a good source of protein. Cheddar cheese is also a good source of vitamin B12, which helps maintain a healthy metabolism, and choline, which in combination with one another helps to support healthy brain function. So giving you brain power for class, I mean, what more could you want out of that, right?
So now after the cheese, we're gonna put brown rice on. We're gonna do again 3 tablespoons.
Brown rice is a whole grain that is rich in fiber, so if you guys can see a really common pattern here, a lot of our recipes do contain fiber, which with the goal of helping you to stay fuller for longer. It helps promote balance in the gut microbiome, and fiber can even help lower blood pressure and cholesterol, which if you guys were at SAND, I gave like a whole spiel on that. But brown rice is also a really good source of minerals like magnesium, which is once again needed for bone health. And then it also contains iron, calcium, phosphorus, and selenium. It's also a really good source of vitamins B1, B2, B3, 6, vitamin E, and vitamin K, and it contains antioxidants and flavonoids, which are antioxidants, which are really important in fighting those free radicals in our body.
So next we put 1 tablespoon of salsa, but I love salsa, so I'd probably put more for myself, so it's kind of however much you prefer. But yeah, just salsa next.
Alrighty, and boy do I have the nutrient facts for you guys about salsa, because salsa is obviously a lot of vegetables and spices. This salsa that we're using is made with tomatoes, onion, garlic, jalapeno pepper, and spices. Salsa is high in antioxidants and vitamin C, and vitamin C can help your immune system function better. Tomatoes are high in lycopene. I feel like that's one of those like fun little facts every dietitian or nutrition major knows. But for those of you who might not know, lycopene is another antioxidant or phytonutrient that can help protect your heart and fight against the formation of certain cancers. It's especially relevant now since the rates of heart disease, like I have mentioned, are still the #1 leading cause of death in the United States. I don't know if anybody in here, I know Isabella, did you take 471 as well, or were you? So garlic. Garlic is one of those really cool things. Also speaking of garlic, Jody Garlic will be here today at 4 p.m. and 7 p.m. for anybody interested in talking about gut health. So onion and garlic are natural blood thinners, which can help reduce blood pressure and the risk of blood clots. Additionally, salsa is also a really good source of potassium, and like I said, potassium is really important for heart health, muscle cramps, regulating blood pressure, and ensuring that your body has the right balance of electrolytes and fluids as well. And one of the really interesting facts I got to learn was that unfortunately only 2% of Americans actually eat the recommended amount of potassium every day. So salsa can definitely help fill that nutritional gap, but I found that really interesting because it's such a small number. So I think maybe promoting the awareness and education around potassium-rich foods like salsa and bananas and apples is a really good idea as future nutrition professionals.
So next he's gonna wrap it all up tight, and I'm gonna go grab a cooked one. We're not gonna cook it right now, but you could either cook these like that. You could put it on a pan and fry both sides for 3 minutes, or you could pop it into the microwave, get that cheese all melty and warm, or you could even eat it cold like that, or wrap it in tin foil, pop it in the freezer, and pull it out whenever you want to eat it. You can heat it up in that microwave or throw it in the oven. But I'll go grab a cooked one to show you what the inside of that looks like.
And while she's doing that, I would just like to mention that if you're somebody who has access to like a grocery store, maybe a stove to cook some, maybe if you want to add a little bit of like animal protein, like ground beef, shredded chicken, rotisserie chicken from the store. I know if you're not somebody who has a stove, buying that hot from the store would be a really good idea too. If you wanted to make this kind of like right on the spot, you could definitely add additional protein to these, which would help keep you fuller for longer. But they are, one of the things that I really liked about this recipe when I found it was that it is dorm friendly and that it's also a really good freezer friendly meal. Because I know a lot of times like we worry about like food in our refrigerator going bad so quickly, or we worry about like, hey, I need food that's gonna, a good amount of food that's cheap, that will get me through the week. So kind of having some of these on hand would be a really good idea. And I think for like all of the ingredients in total, it was I think around $15, and it makes 6 servings. But you could definitely get more out of these because I believe 10 tortillas come in the bag, so you can definitely make things stretch a little bit. So if you had a roommate who was also interested in these, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Yeah. Do you have anything you want to say?
I think you touched on everything. You're just waiting for the cook one.
Yeah, so does anybody have any questions, maybe about any of the nutrients I mentioned, any recipe variations? Happy to answer. Anything about the last recipe?
So this is what our cooked one looks like. We're gonna go ahead and cut it in half and show you the inside. And that's what the inside of that looks like. And the cheese will be all melty and stuff. And the way that they're prepping you guys' samples is they're doing it almost like a quesadilla style. So that might be easier for some people if they aren't able to roll it up nice, or even they don't want to have to worry about rolling it up nice. You can just do it as a quesadilla. And they threw it in the oven. You could either pan fry it or even microwave it like that.
So thank you guys for sticking around and watching us prepare some bean and cheese burritos. Wish I could try one, but they look so good. So you guys will definitely have to let us know how they taste.